Another stock that's buzzing away, of course, on the downside, which is Skipper. The numbers were fairly disappointing in the quarter gone by. Let's understand what transpired in Q2 straight from the management itself. We have Devesh Bansal, the director of the company, joining us to talk about what transpired in the previous quarter. Mr. Bansal, good morning. What's the reason for the sharp compression in margins? Because that's something that seems to be ailing the stock price as well. And how are you planning to turn it around at this point of time?
Well, hi. You're right. The numbers aren't very promising. However, we need to look at it from the context of the power T&D industry in India. Currently, the domestic T&D ordering from PGCIL as well as other sources has been very muted this year. And if you see most of our peers, they've actually either degrown or have remained stagnant. In this scenario, I mean, Skipper as a company has actually grown by about 10% in the first half of this year, which I think is a credit to the execution skills that we have. We're also coming on the back of the first half of FY18, where we had 30% growth. So to keep actually that momentum going was difficult in the first place as it is, but we've still managed to grow at about 10%. On the profitability side, our numbers seem more muted than they actually are because of the impact of the notional forex loss, which we have to account for. This is basically a function of the hedge that we do for our dollar receivables, and they're essentially notional in nature. So the mark-to-market loss numbers have to be accounted for, and that is really dragging down our reported numbers to a large extent. But if you actually take that out, and if you look at our operating numbers, that's at about 11% EBITDA, which is very close to our guidance numbers.
Growth, what has been the average realization?
The average realization in terms of per ton rates?
Right, sir, in per ton rates. And what has been the overall volume growth?
So the volume growth has been consistent with the value growth at about 10%. The average realization is roughly around 70,000 rupees per ton for our engineering products on an average.
How has depreciation of rupee impacted you? Do you have any forex issues in this quarter?
So the forex, because we have a large forex hedge, which we do for our dollar receivables for the future, the mark-to-market losses are reported. These are essentially notional in nature, but they get reported in our numbers, and that drags down our profitability numbers. But as I mentioned, it's largely notional in nature.
Right. Can you also give us a sense of how the order pipeline is looking like? Any new orders that you've secured in the engineering product segment, and what is the overall value of international orders right now?
So currently, in the second quarter, we've booked 410 crores worth of new orders. Many of them have come from international geographies, and we're very happy that one of our strongest geographies, which is Latin America, has restarted ordering. So we've actually received almost about 100 crores worth of new orders from LATAM. This includes not just power transmission orders, but also telecom orders. So that's another new segment that we've entered. Going forward, we expect almost about 20 to 25% of our revenues to come from international business, if not more.
Right, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for taking our time for us. Always good to get perspective from you.